This is VicTORIous, the podcast, with your hostess, Dr. Victoria Hoffman, also known as Tori Tellem, with our special guest, Lisa Cleveland.
And that's so
Yeah.
true. Yes, ma'am. So what would you say? So how would you encourage them to get started? What's a practical way that an aspiring entrepreneur could get started with their business?
I see, I can't get in at a certain point. I'm
Right.
not the one at the beginning, other than with
I
my massage.
understand.
Okay, I'll take it from my massage business.
Okay, sure.
Think outside the box.
Hmm.
Don't be afraid to go out and ask people. I've built a lot within my business
Hmm.
just because I asked.
Hmm.
And a lot of times I've been told I was the only one that ever asked.
Wow,
So don't let fear get in your way.
that's good.
If you see an opportunity, that opportunity is presented because you're ready for it.
Mm.
Don't go, oh, I don't know, because we
Yeah,
all have a tendency to do that.
yeah.
Opportunity presents itself, you are ready, dive in and go for it.
Mhm. Wow, that's awesome. Very powerful. Thank you so much for sharing that inspiration as well and that word of encouragement to other aspiring entrepreneurs as well. So, how are you able to balance everything with Pure V, with your massage business, with your daily life? Because I'm sure you need time to recuperate and things of that sort. So, how are you able to balance everything and still be so impactful with the business side as well?
I listen to my body very well at this point in time.
Mhm.
I've learned that that's important.
Yeah,
So I know when to say no, that I need
that's
to just
good.
take time for me and be quiet for a while.
That's
Um,
good.
at this stage in my life,
Hmm.
when I do massage, and I do massage on animals and people both,
Oh,
I work on people 2 days a week. That's
yes,
it,
ma'am. Okay.
because I've retired once. I'm only semi-retired now.
Wow.
Um, so I only work those 2 days on people. I hit animals on my days off, not
Mhm,
every day, but here
mhm.
and there. And
Right.
as I have free time available, I
Mhm,
work on my business with Pure V.
mhm.
Probably a short amount of time every day is given to that. Um,
Okay.
I set aside maybe an hour or so every day to make sure that I'm doing something with the
Mhm.
business.
Yes.
And again, as opportunities present themselves, I take advantage of those opportunities.
That's great. That makes a lot of sense. I love how you said that you're able to listen to your body well and you've understood when you're at your limit, when you need to take a break, when you need to give it that push. So that's very
Right,
important and not, just some people are workaholics, so
right, right.
but you have to keep a healthy balance. Like you talked about with Pure V, just keeping a healthy balance, and just really understanding how your body works and where your limits are. And so that's very, very important. So I appreciate you for bringing that point out and for giving us that reminder as well to remember to just keep it balanced and don't
Well, I
overwork.
think,
But go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think our society is one that kind of pushes us to think that if we're not constantly busy, then we're being
Yeah.
lazy. And that is not the
Yeah.
truth at all.
It's
We
very
have
true.
to be present. And
Hmm.
so much I'm seeing, and I know I was guilty of doing that for many, many, many years, is
Hmm.
thinking I had to be busy all the time. And I was thinking about the next thing rather than actually being present with you in this moment.
Wow.
So
That's
I've
very
learned
true.
over the years to step back and go, okay, this is what's important right now.
Mhm. Prioritizing. That's great. That's very true. How you mentioned that a lot of times society can make you feel like you have to keep going or you're being lazy or, things aren't going to get done. But you can also be more productive if you have those moments of rest and just remembering to take care of your body in between as well. So that's very, very true. Very true.
Yeah.
Now, is Pure V something that you are able to present to your massage clients as well? Is that something that you kind of use there? Or do you keep those two things separate, or how does that partnership work there?
No, I'm able to use that with my clients as well because obviously we talk about their health issues. And
Good.
if they mention anything that I have something that will help them for, I'll
Hmm.
recommend that they take a look at that
Okay.
and explain to them a little bit about that. Um,
Okay.
so I share quite often.
Okay.
I call it
That's
planting
great.
seeds. So,
Yes, you mentioned that. Yes, ma'am. That makes a
yeah,
lot of sense. I'm glad that
yeah,
that's something that you're able to utilize and kind of just connect all rounds because you have multiple things going on, but I like how you're able to kind of bring everything together and it benefits on all ends. So that's very powerful as well. Yes, ma'am. So
absolutely.
yes, so I wanted to ask you as well, how frequently would someone, let's say, specifically for mood, how often will they have to take that, and what are the sizes like? What is something that, how frequently is this having to be purchased, or tell us a little bit about that? Like, how
Well,
long will
that's
it? Yes,
okay.
go ahead. Yes, ma'am.
That's going to depend on the person.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, how long that bottle will last you. This is what
Mm-hmm.
I do personally. If I'm
Mm-hmm.
starting to feel overwhelmed, first of all, I know I've overbooked myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I need to take care of that. But I will
Okay.
take about a quarter of a eyedropper
Okay.
of
Okay.
the mood. And
Mm-hmm.
usually within about 10 to 15 minutes, it starts to calm me down.
Wow.
So I only use it when I feel like I need to. It
Right.
also helps with sleep. So if it's an adaptogen. We use 3 different mushrooms in that particular product.
Mm-hmm.
Not psychedelic mushrooms, just medicinal
Natural.
mushrooms. But so if you have problems sleeping, you can also take that product prior to bedtime, 30 minutes or so before bedtime, and it will help you to relax and sleep better.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
so it
Wow.
just depends on the person and what your needs are. It's not something that you most likely will be taking every day.
Okay. Okay, that was my question. I was wondering if it's something daily, like a vitamin that you ensure that you have your daily intake. Is this
Right.
something that's every few days or every week or two or things like that? So that was my question. So you're basically saying that it's not necessarily a daily regimen that you have to continue to take, but it's just dependent on your own personal needs. So if you need it every day, then it's tailored to each specific person
Sure.
and you use it when you need it. So that makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much for clarifying that.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. So, where else can everyone get these products? You mentioned your website. Can you tell us anywhere else? Do you have pop-up shops, or where are some other areas that individuals can actually receive these products?
Well, the website most definitely.
Okay.
Then we do have doctors that carry the product.
Okay.
Um, we also have hair salons and
Oh, wow.
spas that are carrying
Okay.
the products within their businesses. So you
Okay.
want to check with those places. We
Okay.
don't specifically go out and put them in businesses as far as
Mhm.
you're not going to find them in Walmart or,
Right. Right.
Walgreens, anything like that. It's going to
Okay.
be a one-on-one type.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Yes, ma'am. That makes a lot of sense. Now, is that something that you all would like to do in the future as far as putting them in other stores such as Walgreens, CVS, and places of that sort?
Probably not because we like to
Mhm.
have control over our products.
That
So
makes sense. You mentioned that. Yes, ma'am. That makes a lot of sense as well. Okay, great. So pretty much on the website. And what areas? You mentioned salons and different doctors' offices and things of that sort. Which areas can they find that in? Just in case we have viewers in those specific states, can you tell us where they can find that in their area?
I don't know that we have anything set up for that at this point, but that's a good
Okay.
idea and something that I can bring to our administrators' attention and
Okay.
see if that's a
Yes.
possibility.
That would be great. And that would be wonderful to be able to go to the website and see where the products are available in person because I know sometimes people still like that in person, being able to go
Sure,
to an actual
sure.
area. So that would be very beneficial, I think, to include that on the website as well, just to see what else you all have to offer because you have a lot to offer. And so to be able
Yeah.
to house it all there, that would be great to see. Yes, ma'am.
Now, one
So,
thing I would tell
yes,
you,
go
an
ahead.
advantage of going to the website
Yes.
is think of it as a Costco membership. If you come in
Mhm.
as a partner to order those products, you'll be able to order the products at a wholesale price.
Okay,
And
got
you'll
it.
also have the ability, if you so choose, to
Mhm.
develop a business for yourself as part
Okay.
of that.
Oh, wow. Got it. Wow,
So the
that's great.
wholesale pricing is there, and then products come directly to you. We haven't had any difficulties with shipping on a fairly timely basis.
Okay.
So,
That's great. That's great.
yeah,
So how quickly is it typically shipped?
it's usually shipped within 24 to 48 hours max.
Oh, well, that's great. Wow, that's very quick. You
Mhm.
almost have Amazon beat there.
Just about, yeah.
That's great. Yes, ma'am. And so, how can listeners stay connected with you if they're because you have been the ones who present Pure V to us? If they want to follow your journey and learn more about it, how can they stay connected with you as well?
Well, I am on Facebook, so
Okay.
they can reach out to me through that. You can also reach out to me through my personal website, which is purev.com
Hmm.
slash Lisa, Lisa, S as in Sam, C as in Charles.
Great. So
And I
Facebook,
can,
okay, and the
uh,
website there.
yeah,
Yes, ma'am. That sounds great. And I'm going to make sure that we have that information as well, and I can have it repeated as well for the podcast, so everyone can make sure that they get that information as well. I did want
great.
to ask you: is there any final message that you'd like to leave with our audience? You discussed a lot with us. Can you kind of just recap everything about Pure V and just give us a final word of encouragement and how it can benefit everyone who may be listening right now?
Sure. Pure V is a company that is focused on giving you hope, whether
Mhm.
that be health, your financial freedom. Um, we, we're focused on integrity,
Mhm.
honesty. We want to help people, um,
Mhm.
no matter what that area may be.
That's good.
So, yeah, I really encourage people to know that you have it within you to take charge of your life in
Mhm.
whatever aspect that needs to be done.
That's great. Wow, that's awesome. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I just want to thank you again so much for taking the time to be able to share about Pure V and a little bit about your journey and your life as well here. It's just been so great to be able to learn more about this product as well. There's so many questions. I don't want to, hold you up too long because I know we have to get on with the day, but it's just so wonderful. And just to kind of recap, we talked about how basically Pure V offers multiple products for individuals, such as helping with inflammation, inflammatory, but inflammation, as well as weight loss. And there's so many other health benefits. And I also appreciate how you brought out that it is long-term benefits to this. So this is
Mhm.
not something that's necessarily an everyday thing that you have to take, but you can take it pretty much at your own need. And whatever your need is at that moment, you can take the product at that given moment. What is one product, before we get ready to wrap things up, which one would you say not necessarily, I know you can't be biased about it, but what would you say has been your favorite product to work with? And considering all the testimonials that you've gotten, what would you say has been the one that stands out to you the most?
My favorite
Yes.
is the D3K2, not only for the results that I have had, but
Right.
all the things that that affects. Because it's
Hmm.
not just inflammation, it's
Right.
not just immunity, but
Right.
bone strength,
Right.
all sorts of different things rely on that.
Right.
That is my favorite product.
That's great. That's great. And you mentioned all of those benefits that you've experienced as well. So I can see why that one would be something that you would, enjoy because that makes a
Right.
lot of sense. And I'm so happy that you found something that works for you as well. So I'm very happy to see that you're passionate about this as well. And just having a passion to help others to take their health, seriously and use these products to even increase their health. And so that's great. That's very great to hear. So thank you so much again, Ms. Lisa, for taking the time to share more about Pure V with us. I don't want to hold you up too much longer, but I've had so much fun being able to learn more about this awesome product and all of the products that you have to offer under Pure V. So thank you once again so much for taking the time out to share with us more about this.
Thank you for having me. I've really enjoyed it, and I hope that
Mhm.
this helps somebody else out there.
Yes, most definitely. We're going to make sure that we get your information here once again, just to make sure that everyone can stay connected. So if you don't mind, give us your website one more time and how they can find these products.
Okay, it's purev.com/Lisa SC.
Great. And that's Pure V as in PURVII, correct?
Correct, yes.
Wonderful. Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, Miss Lisa Cleveland, for taking the time to share with us about Pure V. And thank you all so much for listening and tuning in on Victorious the Podcast. Stay tuned. We have more great things coming up your way. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back.
You've been listening to Victorious the Podcast with your host, Tori Tellum, and special guest, Lisa Cleveland. Tune in next week for another segment from this awesome interview, learning about Pure V, a product for a variety of your health improvement needs.